Making our headlines this Thursday, November 13th. The Cayman Islands Government has published its financial report for the third quarter of 2025. The Cayman Islands has expressed its intent to join the Paris Agreement on climate change. Festivities for Pirates Week are wrapping up in Grand Cayman this weekend, and CIGtv wants to feature local athletes, teams, and sporting events. Good evening and welcome to CIGtv News, the official source for the latest and most accurate government information. I'm Levita Thompson. The Cayman Islands government has reported strong financial performance for the first 9 months of 2025, posting a surplus of $137.4 million for the entire public sector. The unaudited third quarter results published yesterday, November 12th, show revenues exceeded expectations by $56 million, driven primarily by increases in company registrations and partnership fees. Total revenues reached $970.4 million, with other company fees from exempt companies leading the gains, with a $24.8 million increase above budget. Partnership fees and private fund fees also performed strongly. Property transactions contributed to the positive results, with stamp duty on land transfers generating $48.1 million, $10 million above projections. The government's cash position remains robust at $392.8 million, with net assets totaling $2.6 billion. However, expenses also rose, reaching $851.1 million, which is $39.1 million above budget. These expenses were primarily related to social benefits such as healthcare for indigents, financial assistance, and scholarships. Officials note that while the third quarter performance is encouraging, the surplus is expected to decrease significantly in the final quarter due to planned increases in operating and capital activities. The Cayman Islands government is preparing to request an extension of the Paris Agreement on climate change from the United Kingdom. Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes, announced in a statement issued yesterday, November 12th. If approved, the Cayman Islands would become only the second British overseas territory to be covered by the landmark climate accord, following Gibraltar, which received the extension in 2022. Minister Ebanks-Wilkes said the move represents a deepening of the territory's commitment to addressing climate change and aligning with the UK's global climate goals. The minister stated, though small in scale, the Cayman Islands understands that global challenges demand shared responsibility. Joining the Paris Agreement would demonstrate that we are ready to contribute meaningfully to the collective effort for a more sustainable and climate-resilient world. End quote. The extension would provide practical benefits, connecting the territory to global systems for technical advice, knowledge sharing, and cooperation on climate solutions. It would also strengthen partnerships supporting the Climate Change Policy 2024 to 2050 and the National Energy Policy 2024 to 2045. The Paris Agreement framework supports countries and territories of all sizes in building resilience to climate impacts. For the Cayman Islands, participation would reinforce efforts to manage coastal risks, promote clean energy, and encourage investment in sustainable industries. Only 2 days remain for the Grand Cayman installment of Pirates Week 2025. District days have already taken place in Northside, West Bay, and Bottomtown, with Georgetown happening tonight, November 13th. All roads lead to East End tomorrow night, Friday, November 14th, for their district day at Heritage Park, and the Grand Cayman Finale, Drone Show, and Food Festival take place in Georgetown on November 15th. Events will begin in the Sister Islands on November 20th. For more details, visit piratesweek.com. Now for today's sports news. CIGtv is making an open call to athletes, teams, and sports events organizers to share their stories to be featured right here during our news broadcast. To submit your story, send images and footage along with a short summary to contentproduction@gov.ky. Our team will review and you could be the next CIGtv sports story of the day. Again, the email is contentproduction@gov.ky. Time now for our weather forecast. A stationary front southeast of the Cayman area is expected to continue supporting cloudiness and some isolated showers over the next 24 hours. The pressure gradient remains tight and will continue to support strong winds and rough seas across the Cayman Islands today. A gradual decrease in winds and seas is expected from tonight as the pressure gradient begins to weaken. Radar imagery shows showers over the Cayman area drifting towards the southwest. Tonight, we can expect cloudy to overcast skies with a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low to mid-80s, winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, while seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. An alert is in place for small crafts heading out to sea. For local weather updates, be sure to visit the Cayman Islands National Weather Service website, weather.gov.ky, and follow their Facebook page for the most reliable coverage. If you're watching us on the CIG YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed with the facts straight from the source. That's all for today's news brief. I'm Levita Thompson. We'll see you tomorrow for more news from the Cayman Islands Government.